Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you the 13 books I read in March, so let's jump into it. Right, so let's jump into statistics. I have my little summary here, and of course you will see it right there. So let's go. So let's look at the genres I read. I read 2 non-fiction books, 6 fantasy books, 1 contemporary book, 1 historical fiction book, 1 mystery novel, 1 dystopian, and 1 romance. If we're talking about format, I read 9 paperback books, 1 ebook, 3 audiobooks. And then let's just jump down to age groups. So let's pop that out. I read 6 adult books, 7 YA books, and no kids and no middle grade books. And total pages read were 4,393, which seems to be my average kind of pages. Is either in the high 3,000s or low 4,000s. So we'll see. I don't think I'll ever break like 5,000 pages a month unless I'm super bored. But yeah, so let's jump in to this massive stack, as well as some of the ebooks and audiobooks I listen to. So the first 2 books that I read this month, or listened to shall I say, because they're both audiobooks, were both by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. The first one was We Should All Be Feminist, and the second one was Dear Ijawele, or A Feminist Manifesto in 15 Suggestions. Whew, I was scared of messing those up. They were both really good. I think they touched on important parts of being a feminist beautifully. They were very concise and to the point and didn't waffle on too much. I've definitely told my husband that he has to listen to Dear Ijawele. I'm saying that wrong, I know I'm butchering that, before we have kids, because I think it's great. But I really enjoyed both of them. I don't rate non-fiction because I haven't come up with a good rating system for that, but they were both really good. Next audiobook I listened to was A Princess in Theory by Alyssa Cole. This was really cute, really adorable, and again an addictive listen to. I really enjoyed this. I gave it a solid 4.5 stars. I really liked it, and the premise is this lady is getting emails from this African prince from a country she's never heard of, and she thinks it's a scam. She's worried about it, and it turns out to not be a scam and to be true, and we follow this relationship as it develops, and it is so well done. I will definitely be picking up more by Alyssa Cole. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun time. And then the other non-physical book I read was The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I bought this on Kindle, like a Kindle daily deal, and I gave in to the hype and read it, and I was disappointed. This was just a 3-star read for me. We follow Jude as her parents have been killed, and she has been taken to the land of fairy to be raised, and we follow her and her struggles as what it's like to be human in a fairy world. It was just okay. The hype about Jude and Carden, I don't get it, and it didn't get really exciting until the end. Like, it finally picked up pace at the end. It was just okay. I'm feeling really underwhelmed by it, if you can't tell. It just Another book that I just feel about is Agatha Christie's The Mysterious Affair at Styles. I finally finished this book. I had about an hour of the audiobook left, and I gave in one evening and just finished it, and it was just okay. We follow Poirot as he's been called out to this big manor by his friend to see what happened to poor Miss Inglethorpe, and we find out who murdered her. It was really slow. It was so slow, and just underwhelming. I don't really know what else to say for it. It was just slow and underwhelming. I find that I'm really struggling to find a Poirot case I enjoy, but Mara from Books Like Woe is just, she's the reason I want to keep reading Poirot, because she absolutely loves him and his cases. I like Miss Marple. I really have enjoyed the Miss Marple I've listened to, so maybe that's what I should focus on by Agatha Christie. Let me know your favourite Poirot case. Do you have a better one? Because That's how I feel about that. I'm sad I didn't like it. Right, so let's jump into the rest of my books, which are a little bit better. So here we have Glees by Scott Westerfeld. Oh my goodness, I've never read this. Like, who am I? This came out when, you know, dystopian was all the craze, so it's something I consider classic YA dystopian fiction, and yeah, I finally read it. So in this, we follow Tally, and she's 15. She's waiting to turn 16 because in this world, when you turn 16, you get to be pretty. So you go and you get modified and you get to look perfect and you live with the pretties and they have the most perfect life. Until she meets another girl and discovers there's more than just being pretty, and there's a whole outside world of people who are quite content being ugly. It was really good. I liked it. It was a 3-star read because it was just good. It was average, but it was addicting. So if you're looking for a YA dystopian and you haven't read this, you can pick it up. This is also available on Scribd. Scribd is doing a free 30-day, like month-long listen to with no credit card required because of COVID. So if you're looking for some good books, a few of these books that I've read are on there as audiobooks or as ebooks. So I'll mention which books are there. But yeah, this was an okay read for me, and 3 stars. The next book I read was Cecilia Hearn's The Marble Collector. I really, really love Cecilia Hearn's writing. I find her books like a big comforting hug, gives my brain a rest. They're not too like challenging on the mind, and they're really like quite nice reads. I really enjoyed them. My ratings for them range from like 3 to 5 stars, and this sits at a 4-star, maybe a 4.5. It's very, very cute. We follow a lady named Sabrina as she is dealing with just life being life, and her dad has had a stroke and he's in a care home, and one day one of his boxes turns up at the care home and she opens it and finds a bunch of marbles, and she goes on like this day-long journey to discover more about her dad, and she learns that she really didn't know her dad at all and like the things he enjoyed, and it was really, really good. It's a dual perspective, so we follow her dad as he's a child and growing up, and then we follow Sabrina through this day-long journey as she's trying to discover more about the man that is her dad. And it was really good. It was really heartwarming. I loved it. It was a solid read. Again, this is another book that's available on Scribd. I think most of Cecilia Hearn's books are available on audiobook on there if you're looking for just nice reads. Another 4-star I read was Black Dove, White Raven by Elizabeth Wein. In this, we follow Amelia and Tio as they are following their mothers who are stunt pilots around America until one day tragedy strikes and only Amelia's mum comes home. And then it was Tio's mum's dream to move to Ethiopia, so we follow them on this adventure as they move to Ethiopia and then get caught up in the Ethiopian-Italian War. I can't remember the exact name and dates of that, but I had no clue this happened. It was very eye-opening, very interesting, a solid 4-star read for me. I find that Elizabeth Wein is consistent with her writing and how she makes me feel, but she never has that like sucker punch I really want from historical fiction, especially like wartime historical fiction. But it was really interesting, and I think a good place to start if you are looking for historical fiction books. And it's also in Scribd. The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. I finally finished Mistborn Era 1 trilogy and my heart hurts. This book hurt my heart. It took me in an unexpected place. It took twists. It broke my heart. If you don't know, the first book is The Final Empire, and we follow, well, in that book, we follow a girl named Ben as she joins this ragtag group of unlikely heroes to take down the Lord Ruler, who is a very evil, evil man. And it's very good. And these books were just consistently good. They were addicting, they were a ride, and man, oh man, did it hurt my heart. I did listen to the part of this on audio because I was having a hard time focusing at the beginning of this month and just couldn't really get through anything without an audiobook just due to the world being as it is. But that was a 5-star read. It was so good. My next 5-star read was A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridgette Carrera. This was my highly anticipated sequel to A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and it did not fail. It was so good. And in the first book, A Curse So Dark and Lonely, we follow Prince Rin and Harper as Harper is pulled into Prince Rin's world to help break the curse. It's very much a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but Harper is such a strong character and she doesn't like easily fall over Ren. It's very beautiful. She does things her own way and it just makes for such a good story. And in this we follow two characters, well, one character from A Curse So Dark and Lonely and then a new character, and it does not disappoint. It was so good. So good. Highly recommend. And also if you do want to check out the first book, that's also on Scribd. A really thoughtful thing that they're doing during this time, and you know, jump into a fantasy world that can help distract you. It's always great. Then I'll be surprised that I reread these, because I am. It was not in my cards to reread this month, but my little brother is doing his first read of the Harry Potter series and I wanted to join with him because I thought it would be a special time. Like, how often do you meet someone who hasn't read this, and I wanted to experience that with him. So I read The Philosopher's Stone, The Chamber of Secrets and The Prisoner of Azkaban this month because my brain thought he had only made it to that one and he hadn't. He blazed through all three of these. So I caught up in a very short period of time, and they're so good. They're so good. They're 5 stars. So yeah, they're so good. They did not disappoint. They're just those books that if you need something to make you happy, read Harry Potter. I loved it. I forgot how much I loved it, but I loved it. And I've got the illustrated edition of The Goblet of Fire because that is my favourite one of all time, and I'm going to take my time with that one, I think. But yeah, it was really good. If you don't know, Harry Potter is about this boy who lives with his awful muggle family, and one day he finds out that he's a wizard and gets taken to the school of witchcraft and wizardry called Hogwarts, and we follow him on his adventures there. Really good. Really enjoy. Right, I have been waffling on for far too long. Let's just throw these up. So my 2 non-fiction books. I don't rate non-fiction because I don't know how to fairly rate it. But my 2 non-fiction books are there. Right, so let's jump into 3-star reads. The first one was The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. And then The Mysterious Ferret Styles by Agatha Christie and Glees by Scott Westerfeld. My 4-star reads were Alyssa Cole's A Princess in Theory, Black Dove, White Raven by Elizabeth Wein, and The Marble Collector by Cecilia Ahern. And my 5-star original 5-star reads was A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridgette Carrera and The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson, and of course Harry Potter for nostalgic reasons. That's it. Whew. I have been talking for a year, it feels like. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure that you come back next week as we will have a blast from the past where I reread my favourite series. Super excited for that. If you like this button, make sure you hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more bookish content and some lifestyle content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I hope you're all staying safe and happy, and I will see you soon in another video.